My name is Rhapsody. The name of the game is Astrea Six-Sided Oracles. The name of the character is Mooney the Astral Disciple, and I am going to finally complete an entire run with them. I'm gonna play so not risky that it's going to hurt me. Let's go for a star telescope instead of a black hole telescope. That just doesn't feel right. Every 3 turns, apply 2 light shield to all targets. Pretty good. Every 8 safe die you play, refresh your virtues. Counter is kept between battles, and if 3 dice are converted in a single turn, refresh your virtues. This is called the Cautious' card. You know what? Fine. I haven't even got any safe die in the deck yet, but I am specifically drafting this as a way to give myself a downside effectively if I don't draft safe. I'm gonna win! I can't stop me! We've got our light charge. So, 1 purification to any target, 2 additional purification for each die converted in this battle. We've got draw rebound as the mid. I mean, that's not safe though. And then we've got the cleave. I mean, I do end up at least converting 1 per turn, typically, so this is pretty quickly a reasonable die. Oh. Just a cheeky little enhance there. I don't need much enhancement in the deck, but a little bit's fine. I'm not going all in on anything. I'm gonna have my finger in a bunch of different pies. I'm gonna draft a lot of different dice. It's gonna hurt me, as I said previously. But it's okay. We'll win, and that'll be fine. 6 damage to you, then more damage to you, and then 1 more damage to you. Got him. Also, I should make sure that I play around the Cautious card because the counter is kept between battles, so I'm looking to play as many safe die as possible. Obviously, until I'm, 1 away. Excuse me for the hiccup. Let's re-roll some stuff. There we go. Enemy's gonna do 2 damage to me. I would like that to occur, please. Thank you. Unlocks more damage to deal back to the enemy via our second virtue. Well, I say this is like the free virtue, the first virtue, the second virtue, the third virtue, but like it's... I'm gonna 0 index them. This is the 0th virtue, and then first and then second. So this allows me to deal 4 to the enemy, which is actually a lot more powerful than a lot of the other things that I'm capable of doing at the moment. Save when I enhance something and do a full 6. Enhance, of course, being the keyword for taking a Purify 1 action of any type into a Purify 6 action of the same type. Pick up 50 star shards for myself. Copycat. Full moon ray. Full moon ray. I mean, Embrace Plus, I could take that literally just as a really good conversion target. I don't have to put many of them in my deck for it to be very powerful. Copycat. Choose a die from your hand to copy and roll. Oh, that's a really good way for me to get even more safe die played. I'm gonna take 1 Embrace there. Ooh, Light Shield. Love that. Also, Lunar Alignment, decrease all dice in your hand with any type of Purify value to value 1 until the end of the enemy's next turn, and deal 3 Purification to all enemies for each Purify action of any type with value 1 in your hand after that. I think I might take just the Light Shield here. See how I'm not even skipping? It hurts. It hurts a lot. I'm gonna get the Dice Smith's helmet and everything's gonna be fine. Now I'm choosing only between safe die. Look what's happened to me. Ooh, meditate. The ability to purify ourselves as well as possibly draw. I do like that. I'm gonna need a little bit of that. Another enhance. There's Scarlet Sigil. Dealing purification to a target whenever I play a risky die. Moonbath. Destroy a... Yeah, I don't have X die, unfortunately. Let's go with the Scarlet Sigil, I think. Ooh, there we go. I got my conversion target in hand. Well, hey! 12 straight to the enemy, another 2 straight to the enemy, some light shield on myself. This enemy gets, yeah, extra doom when they're at half or below. So I'm going to hit them again to make sure that they unlock some virtues for me. Maybe I shouldn't have even given myself light shield there. Let's purify our 3 into an offensive 3. I know I'm self-healing by 3, which allows me to negate effectively the entire effect of the enemy here. Perfect. And leaves me just with my virtue to immediately take the enemy out. Corruption purified. 50 star shards and up to 2 dice. In a piece. Adds purification to ourself. Sorry, increases purification received by that value. Gosh, do I... Yep. Oh boy, I'm not over the mood about all this. Change up to 2 dice in your hand with any type of purify action with the value 1 and to draw 3 until the end of the enemy's next turn. I think Insight would also be a really good alternate. And also I like when I deal a little bit of corruption to myself. There's a removal and a dupe later. I would really like to have a good dice. A suspicious golden chest. I will obviously open the golden chest. Oh, there's an epic die in here. Nocturnal Updraft. Purification for each doom? No. Astral Calling. Draw from discard? Draw specific. I'm gonna go for the draw regardless. Half of the die sides draw 2 die for us, the other half deals 3 purification to any target. Oh my god, there's another one in here. Forge Corrupt. Interesting. I wonder if I could... Because convert, right? Hang on. Convert. Change a die with any type of corrupt action into a purify action of the same type. So Forge Corrupt. If I convert Forge Corrupt, it will then Forge Purify? Because a corrupt is a... It says corrupt in the keyword. I have to figure out how this interaction works. I don't know what I want to do in the Forge shop is the big problem. I can't dupe epic die there. And I can't put too many of these big negatives in the deck. Like, I probably have as many as I really can justify at this point in time. Maybe I only end up changing 1 space and not even duping anything. Expertise. Convert all dice from your hand until the enemy's next turn. I don't need something that big like that. Deal 10 purification to any target. Choose a die face. I'm gonna go 10 purification to any target. And I'm going to minimize the downside of this insight up here because that's going to be a really good draw engine for us effectively. I'm taking the hard battles still. I can do the hard battles. That's not the problem. The problem is everything else I keep doing to myself, I think. Okay, Scarlet Sigil to the enemy. I'll draw 1. Beauty. I'll convert that. The enemy would have taken 1 damage to Scarlet Sigil, but 1 purification is then decreased by their thick skin to 0 purification. I'm here intentionally taking a bunch of damage. Well, that's not how I would have assumed that would have worked. Convert says convert 1 die. Keyword convert says change a die with any type of corrupt action. So, like, player purify is a purify action. Enemy purify is a purify action. Cleave purify is a purify action. Why is forge corrupt not a forge action? Sorry, a corrupt action. I know it's a forge action. Annoyingly, like, I can still play around this. It's just gonna make things really bad in the deck overall eventually. Enemy does 3 damage to me, but I've given myself 3 light shield. Serenity heal myself. Draw? Cool. Let's swap that bad boy and roll only the one that could get better. Which it doesn't. That's fine. Let's draw another dice. Oof. Not what I wanted to see. All's well that ends well, though. I managed to draw my way back down to a die for a little bit of extra healing on myself. Playing on the bottom edge of my health bar so that I have access to all of these virtues constantly. Enhance. Enhance. Convert. I'll play the AoE one, and then just dunk on the enemy. Yeah, I'm gonna need more conversions in the deck if I'm gonna keep up with what just is now gonna be happening. Manipulate will allow me to convert enemy cards. Enemy die, rather. Or just a straight up convert. Convert safe. Astral Rebound. Throw it back into the draw pile. Owlite Charge. Additional purification for each converted. I'm gonna take the Owlite Charge as a little bit of extra damage. Dicesmith Helmet! Oh, there it is! If you have 30 die in your dice pool, I'm working my way there. Increase purification, received by enemies by 1 for each 5 additional dice. Do it again. Start a battle, refresh your virtues. Every 12 risky die you play, apply incorruptible to all enemies. I'm gonna take the Dicesmith Helmet, and I am committing to this safe, thick deck. Choose up to 2 safe die. Maybe I should do that. Help dilute the effect of my negatives in the deck. There's another convert. There's Cosmic Wisdom. Change all dice from your hand with any type of corrupt action into Purify 1 until the enemy's next turn. And then Twilight Sigil. Increases Twilight Sigil, receive X purification whenever a die is converted. What? I thought that's what Scarlet Sigil did. Whenever you play a risky die, I shouldn't have taken that Scarlet Sigil. Oops. But it's okay, I should take the Twilight Sigil at least. Moonbath, no. Reroll, pretty good. Inventive. I'm gonna go with the reroll. Another methodology of saving myself from my worst sides. I'll sacrifice the heart for the star blessing here. More star blessings is still a safe play, even if I have to sacrifice a heart. Especially here on the first floor. You can shuffle your reward choices once is very powerful. Drawing all the risky die in the opening hand could be tough, though. I'm gonna go with the shuffle. And now it's boss time. Hey, buddy. Gonna vengefully stab me once I've dealt the next 6 purification to you. Let's gain a serenity. I'm going to give the enemy a scarlet sigil. I'm going to forge this side into a big nuke for the enemy. They do 3 corruption to us, unlocking a couple of my virtues, and they also inflict minimized. The next purification that I deal will be reduced to 1. So in order to reckon with that, I'm going to heal myself. So if I deal 3 damage to myself, that will be a problem. Fine. Gonna reroll mine, and not the enemies. I like when they're just dealing damage to me. Okay. 6 to the enemy. Another 3 straight to the enemy. I'm keen on letting them unlock our virtues. So, Vengeful Stab will activate the next time I hit the enemy, which will then deal 2 damage to me. Apply Twilight Sigil to a target and draw a die. Show a Twilight Sigil to you. And then I draw a die. I'm going to convert this. Deal 14 straight to the enemy. They'll explode, allowing me to draw. I'm also going to deal another 4 to you. The one I drew is Outlight Charge, withdraw a die, so Outlight Charge, of course, again. I'm going to repeat these a fair few times at the very start so that we can get them all locked in, and then at some point, eventually, I'll transition to saying Outlight Charge instead. Deals an additional purification for each die converted in this battle. Do a little bit of self-healing there, actually. Let's re-roll the enemy's AoE for even more self-healing. Ooh, thank you. The enemy no longer really intends to do anything that I actually care about. 3 damage to me? Please. Unlock virtues for me. You won't. A lot of these have significantly better sides. Hey, like those, where I just get to suddenly draw a bunch of dice. Gotta love drawing wildly. How many safe die do I have? Okay, so it's these ones with the circle around themselves. Grand. Just trying to give myself as much of the Cautioner's die available as possible. Corruption there purified, 150, and we pick up a Sentinel. Drawing additional die really helps me when I'm not using giant impactful die. I could shuffle, for what it's worth. There's also the unknown device over here. At the start of its turn, all targets receive 1 purification. Which the Dicesmith helmet will actually increase the power of. I'm going to take the unknown device as a result of that. Because the Dicesmith helmet doesn't say you deal additional purification. It says increase purification received by enemies. So it will actually work like this. Mind Wreck, Purification to all targets, but Dizzy Hex, there's Purify, Giant Sight. I'm going to shuffle here because all of these are a little lackluster. Penumbra Glare. Draw 3, but add 3 Hex dice into your draw pool. There's also Ascend, enhance all dice from your hand until the enemy's next turn. And then finally, Nocturnal Updraft. Wow, I actually really don't want any of these. Tough. I'll gain money instead. Draw an additional die per turn at the start of each battle. Apply 4 Unholy Mist to you. Really, relatively easily to avoid the negatives of that. Draw an additional die per turn at the start of each battle. Gain 4 superpositioned. I don't really love having that because I have really large sides as well. So if I draw those, I just have to target the enemy and hope that it doesn't do corruption to them and overcharge them. And draw an additional die at the start, per turn. Start each battle with 1 silenced. I do want to be drawing additional die per turn, and Lamp of Mists is probably one of the lowest risk ways for me to be able to do that as this character, where I already have an overabundance of different ways to defend myself and I'm playing safely. Like a Money Destroy. And I'm going to destroy the Minor Enhance that has the 3 corrupt sides that I would have to purify, and then the other 3 single enhance sides that I don't really care about. Okay. Oh boy. The enemy's doing 6 in AoE. Ugh. Alright, well, I have to reroll the enemy. I'm going to reroll my ally, and I'm going to reroll myself. Okay, so now the enemy is doing 6 corruption to themselves exclusively. That's better. Oh, wow. I still do basically nothing, though. I'm going to give the enemy some light shield to protect them against that. I've got the ability to enhance all of my die. I had a lot of die with value 1, but none of them were purify actions. Oof. Lose a heart. Good God! Well, I'm going to use my starter die to reroll that, as well as my own negative. Are you kidding me? That's still going to make me lose the heart, right? Even if the Sentinel plays it, the Sentinel doesn't get counted as the origin of that. I played enough safe die there to trigger my refresh of virtues, so now I can reroll it one more time. I'm fine with this. Unfortunately, I can't convert it because it's not a die in my hand, it's a die in my Sentinel's hand. But at the very least, it's not going to harm me directly. Yay, I love to draw. Okay, let's Astral Rebound this Insight back into the deck. I don't have to use the Forge Corrupt, and in this position I don't think I can. It's all going well. Apply 5 Twilight Sigil to any target. Apply that to the enemy, and now they take 6 every time I convert a die. Yay. Go for the self-heal and draw. Reroll my insight as well. Unfortunately failed to hit the sides I'd care about. I'm going to do 3 to myself in order to unlock that reroll. Hey, there we go. Risky die with the insight 2. Change up to 2 die from your hand with any type of purify action to value 1. Withdraw 3. So now I have 2 full reloads in my hand. Wee-hee. Got a prime target for a conversion in hand there. Turn that 14 corrupt into 14 purify, and then I will use it directly on the enemy. Whee! Got him. Meditate, another opportunity for me to purify myself as well as draw, possibly. I like that. Moonlight. Gain Moonlight. I don't care about Moonlight. Draw safe die. That's pretty appealing. What with the whole thing I'm doing constantly? I can duplicate a non-epic die from the pool, and then I could just go 2 safe die, 2 safe die if I really want to just ramp up the amount of safeness here. I think draw safe would be a really good one to dupe like that. I mean, insight's already been changed a bit as well. It's just insight's going to get worse as I have fewer and fewer things that are value 1. Oh, take and draw safe, please. Ooh, just a straight up safe AoE. I like that. There's also inventive, the possibility of I'm going to take inventive. Gives me the ability to discard things in hand that would otherwise ruin my life. Change all dice from your hand with any type of corrupt action into Purify 1 action. Sets up for some stuff. Calm. Purification of myself as well as leaving to the next hand. No, I'm gonna reroll here. New Moon Ray. Deal 2 purification to an enemy for each safe die you have in your pool. Beautiful! That's exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for. It's powerful by default already. In fact, I might shuffle looking for that if I'm not offered it here. I'm not offered it here. Here we go with a shuffle. Oh, baby, I'm not offered it here either. I'm not really going to be enhancing that many things, and Moonlight, we don't have that many Hex die. Research, again, I'm not going to be enhancing that many things. I'm going to turn this one down. I didn't want to do that. Genius Touch. Setting up Purifies if I need them. Forge Purify. Make a shuffle on that one. And we're back to Allied Charge. I mean, I am going to be converting relatively commonly. Aha. That's a Sothis if I've ever seen one. So 2 purification to an enemy for each safe die I have in my dice pool. So this is already 26 straight up immediately. Let's go with 2 Twilight Sigil on a target. I'm gonna have to cast the Corrupt AoE because I'm not gonna be able to re-roll it. Okay. In doing so, I've unlocked a reroll. Enemies are having reasonably average outcomes for their turns, so I'm only going to re-roll the possibility of me getting to draw. I didn't. Wait. Rawsome told me about this. So instead of putting this in the middle of the screen, I can just drag it onto the one that I want to use and immediately... Woohoo! Got him! 13 to you. 26 to you. And then at the start of the next turn, you will die. From the discharge. Okay. I can use the safe die to enhance 2 actions, which will also refresh my virtues. So before I do that, I'm going to re-roll anything I want to re-roll. And convert one of the things I want to convert. Because we're about to refresh the actions anyway. Fall straight to the enemy. Draw die. Ooh, draw 2. 3 healing to self as well as draw 1. Let's re-roll my own safe die and my own starter as well to see if I get a better result. I do indeed. I'm going to deal Owl Light, so 1 purification and 1 additional purification for each converted, but also draw a die. I love when the hand doesn't stop. Now let's do 13 to the enemy, another 6 directly to the enemy, another 6 directly to the enemy. And then I'm going to discard 2 with Inventive in order to do 2 sets of 3 purification to the enemy. Leaving them on 17 HP. They take the discharge. And we now have... not lethal. I really expected I was going to have lethal. I'm going to re-roll my 2 big negatives there. One of them's come up well. Let's go again. Apply a Serenity to the enemy, so they're taking 1 additional purification to all actions. That's... how many safe die do I have? I have Balance, Starter, Risky. This is my only safe. I play my safe, and then I finish up the enemy. Neat. Ingenious Touch, Mind Wreck. Ingenious Touch, of course, again, being change up to 2 dice in your hand into Purify 1 actions until the end of the enemy's next turn. Mind Wreck, Purification to all targets, and a Dizzy Hex die added into your pool, rather. And Eureka! Convert up to 2 dice from your hand for the rest of the run. Oh man. That feels like feels fun. I'm gonna go Shuffle, but if I found it on the second part of that, I would have taken it. Deal 6 corruption to any target, but apply a Serenity to a random enemy. Copycat, I like Copycat. Manipulate. Astral Rebound throws back into the draw pile. I want more safe die again, though, so I'm going to go for another reroll. Ooh, just punch. It's just big damage to an enemy. Possibility of drawing. Love it. We'll also pick up a Star Blessing. Every 8 times you deal Purification to an enemy, gain 1 boost. Pretty good. Every 3 times you deal Purification, apply a Light Shield to a random target, or the Singularity Sextant at the first draw phase of each battle. When drawing your initial hand, risky die are drawn first. I only have 2 risky die. One of them is the Embrace, and the other is not Forge Corrupt. That's not risky. Interesting. I mean, it makes sense, but... oh, Insight. Maybe I can actually keep those as my opener. But it's also relatively minimal on impact if that's how I'm doing that. I do a lot of actions per turn. Cosmic Sandals could also be a really good... each time you deal Purification to enemies. So I'm not certain if this will work based off of the discharge. At the start of its turn, all enemies receive, or all targets receive 1 purification. I'm gonna go Random Event or Ambush, Sentinel Shop, and then pick up 2 safe die after that. Oh, golden chest! I don't even get to choose if I pop this one open, it just is. Fulminant Quills, 14 purification to any target, but add a wound hex die to the draw pool. Shield Boomerang, 4 light shield to any target, but if it's played, it goes back to your draw pile instead. And then Insight for the draw. I really like the Insight, so I'm going to be taking that. I'm going to go to the Sentinel shop, and I'm going to try and just upgrade my Sentinel as many times as possible. At its next level, all targets will receive 2 purification. I only need 1 safe die from here in order to finally activate the Dicesmith helmet. Newman Ray! Woo! Easiest take! I'm gonna reroll for a possible New Moon Ray. Moonbath for destroying a Hex die and getting value from that. I didn't find another New Moon Ray, but I did find Allight Charge, which is good enough. Sack a heart for a Star Blessing, thank you, especially because I can re-roll them. Whenever you or a Sentinel deal corruption to an enemy with at least 3 corruption, gain Moonlight, don't mind, don't really want that. Zenith Ring, when you have 6 corruption on your corruption meter, you deal 2 additional purification, don't particularly want that either. At the first draw phase of each battle, draw an additional die. Nothing wrong with that. So I'll take it. I mean, the turn I want to most go off is turn 1, set myself up. Okay, I'm offered the ability here to do 4 self-damage, which would allow for some good rerolls. Gonna reroll my safe and my epic. Oh. I want to reroll my Sentinel's die as well, but these are more impactful. Yeah, especially demonstrated here. The epic die now draws us 2, helping to refill our hand a little bit. Oh, I drew the reroll 4, so I have the ability to fix up a lot of stuff. Neat. This enemy has, whenever I play a Virtue, apply 1 Doom to a random target, so I am going to be playing Virtues. You're not going to stop me from doing that. I'm just going to be sad occasionally. My safe die does 2 purification for to an enemy for each safe die I have in my die pool, so that's 34, increased to 35 by the Dicesmith helmet. I'm gonna use my safe die for rerolls. I don't think I need to reroll my Convert. I'm gonna reroll both of the Allight Charges for the possibility of them drawing for us. My Ally and Purify. Okay, so they didn't really get better. To the enemy, I've got the ability for the 4 self-heal here, as well as draw 1. Love to see that. I'm going to do the reroll one more time. I'm not going to do the reroll one more time. It's entirely possible this would roll on to lose a heart, and then I wouldn't be able to do anything about that. I deal my 8th purification, giving myself a boost, so I'll draw an extra die next turn. Also, I'm going to watch at the start of this turn to see whether or not the trigger of discharge is increasing Cosmic Sandals. It doesn't appear to have, which does make sense, because the discharge comes from the unknown device, the Sentinel itself, rather than from the U referred to in the Cosmic Sandals text. Oh. 2 enhancers? Nothing wrong with those. We give 3 light shield to the boss so that they don't get over-corrupted by their own Sentinel there. I'm going to discard 1 from my hand, dealing 4 to an enemy, which refreshed my virtues, right? That's what that does for me. I did forget for a second what that was actually going to accomplish. All good. One of the armillary spheres has changed one of the sides of my die, but that's okay. My die is a risky die, so it will change itself anyway. Hey, we rolled New Moon Ray, which is the purification for each additional safe die I have in my die pool. That's gonna make my life pretty easy. I add Twilight Sigil to target and draw 3. I'd love to. Now, let's enhance this minor shield to have 18, and then use that to nuke the enemy. Alright. Corruption purified. Protostar, Astrolabe, and Adapted Cordia. So the Protostar is, whenever it receives corruption, apply 1 Empower to this creature. Then, also, because you have Vendetta in the first place, increase corruption received by 1. Then the Protostar itself is capable of doing scaling Purify hits after that point. I'm not sure I'm interested in that. Adapted Coria. The Adapted Coria with the possibility of Void Seeking is pretty sick. When you upgrade the Adapted Coria, eventually it gets not just a Void Seek, but also Astral Calling, so it can draw from either the discard pile or the draw pile. It becomes another way to just manage. Also the Astrolabe here for the ability to use Inventive, discarding worse negative effects in the hand, which there will be some bad ones. I suspect I intend to shuffle here though. Lunar Refractor. Possibility of more conversion available. And at the final level of the Lunar Refractor, it also gets access to Manipulate. I like that. There's also the Colossus hand here. Unfortunately, it does have these corrupt sides, which while I will have the ability to re-roll them, I won't have the ability to convert them. I'm gonna go with the Lunar Refractor, I think. Yeah. Comes in at level 2. It's also got 2 auto turret already. Moonlight. No. Baleful Hoot. Purification of any target gain doom. No. Astral Calling. I'm going to reroll here. Curse Prediction. Choose a die face, but you get a Paralyzed Hex die into your draw pool. Yeah. Scholar Charge. Additional for each purified. Sorry, 5 additional for each die enhanced during this battle. Dark Enlightenment, 3 Doom, refresh your virtues, wow. 3 Doom, refresh your virtues isn't awful for what it's worth, but I'm gonna take the 50 and go away. Draw an additional die per turn at the start of each battle, gain 2 Doom, not that bad. Draw 2 additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, apply 1 Agony to an enemy, so I have to kill that enemy relatively quickly, otherwise they are going to overwhelm me with Doom. Or draw an additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, apply Obscure to all enemies. I think the Impious Contract is pretty good. So right now I'm drawing 5 by default, but I'm drawing +1 on the first turn, so this would get me up to a total of 8 in my opening hand. Which makes it a lot easier for me to suddenly try and deal with the target that has Agony on them. Impious. Not impious. It's not making clear that I'm small, it's making clear that I am not devout. More star shards, and then I would be able to upgrade only one of them once. That doesn't suit me. Okay, I'm gonna go money and then safe die. Because, let's look at my die pool right now, right? So I know that to upgrade from level 1 to level 2 costs 150, which means from level 2 to level 3 is 200. They increase by 50 per. So I want to have 450 when I go to a Sentinel shop if possible, because that will give me the ability to actually upgrade 2 levels. Okay, I'm gonna get some more safe die. I need this dice pool number to get higher so the Dicemith helmet's doing more. Especially because I have the ability to reroll, so I can get away from hands like this that are not particularly exciting. Oh, meditate. Yep. Inverted knots, cleave, shuffle. Twilight sigil, inventive, timeless. Timeless so that I can hold over 1 or 2 actions is reasonable, but I want to get other actions out of my hand more typically. I'm gonna go for an inventive here, if anything. I'm considering the skip and I'll do it. All these enemies have Outbreak. When they get below half HP, they're gonna gain 2 Doom. And one of them has Agony, who I'll focus on first. Oh, I love this big opening hand here. Safe die. Choose a die from your hand to copy and roll. I'm going to copy and roll the one that has the ability to get new moon sides. Those being the sides that scale with the amount of safe die that I have. So, one of you is now set up to die. I don't have any risky die in this hand. Fine, I'll just finish you off with a single 1. Now let's apply Scarlet Sigil to the target on the lowest remaining HP, as well as draw a die. That die resolves into a 10. I'm going to enhance my ally. Enhance, deal 10 straight to you. Oop, now you're doing a big AoE. Oops. I use my New Moon Purification to finish you off, though. Another 4 triggers the Cautious' card, so now all of my virtues are back. I'll draw a die, deal 4 to the enemy, deal 3 Purification to myself, and draw another die. Let's get away from these convert sides that aren't helping me right now, if I can, with my reroll. And I do on one of them, at least. Your turn. Oh, I'm stunned, so I'm not going to be able to... Oof. Gain 3 research, but I don't really have much research, so I'm capable of performing here. The enemy is going to put 5 corruption on themselves, so they'll heal themselves, but they're not actually posing a threat to me this round. I can use my own balance die in order to deal some damage to myself, and allow me to draw. Hey, love that. Draw a safe die that allows me to draw even more safe die. 4 to the enemy, that gives me my boost. I want to play as many of my safe dies as possible. Right, I can't do rerolls. Keep forgetting about that. There we go. Oh no, that triggered Cautious' card! Every 8 safe die you play? I thought I only played 1. Oh, I guess using Inventive to discard a die counts as playing it? I'm gonna look at that interaction a little closer again later. I think I may have just mistracked it. Quick Strike for the possibility of drawing, as well as just a bunch of sides that have 1 purification on them. That's still good, because that's still important for my deck to be able to draw the right effects. Copycat? I do love Copycat. And it's another safe die for the sake of the old New Moon Rays. Star Blessing at 3 dice are converted in a single turn. Refresh your virtues, not that common. At the start of each battle, apply 3 Safeguard to all enemies. Safeguard is Light Shield at the end of the turn. Whenever an enemy dies in heart, that enemy receives 120 purification. None of these seem especially powerful, so I'm going to shuffle. Whenever you or a Sentinel deal corruption to an enemy with at least 4 corruption, convert that enemy die. At the start of each battle, gain Infinity Disoriented, or whenever you or a Sentinel deal corruption to an enemy, apply 1 Light Shield to you and all Sentinels. I don't want any of these, actually. I'm going to skip. It's up to 2 dice. That would still have the possibility of giving me safe die. 1 more die, and I get my next trigger of the Dicesmith helmet. I don't want Moonlight, though. Scholar's Charge. Woof. Enhance all die from your head until the enemies. Nope. Fine. You got me to skip. Selenic Domination. Change a die from an enemy into area corrupt 16 action until the end of the enemy's turn. Why? I'm just not certain. No certain. I'm just not certain exactly how I intend to utilize this. Change a die from an enemy into area corrupt 16 until the end of the enemy's turn. That's a bad side. Strange. I'm gonna shuffle. Knowledge Outburst. Oh, right, that's... No, it's not. Change all dice from your hand with any type of Purify action into an Area Purify 1 action until the end of the enemy's next turn. Not especially keen on that, nor on Twilight Sigil. Nope, I'm gonna take the Twilight Sigil still. It's enough to trigger the next instance of the Dicesmith helmet, and that's gonna be good enough. There's a blue chest up there for up to 2 safe die, if I wanted to go money safe die. Removing things has such a such a significantly smaller impact on the deck than it otherwise would, because of the size of the deck that I'm building. And also, choosing between only safe die gives me a lot higher of an opportunity here to try and find New Moon Ray. I don't find that here, but I do find a punch which is reasonable enough to take. Cosmic Wisdom with the Scarlet Sigil. Light Charge. Nope. Hey, there's the New Moon Ray. Love it. Additional damage for all the safe die I have. Hell yeah. Ah, it's this guy. Hey, buddy. And the start, even before we do anything, they've lost 7 Doom. Alrighty then. I'm gonna do 3 corruption directly to myself in order to start unlocking my virtues. I want to reroll Insight and the Ally. Perfect. So my ally rerolled into, my sentinel rather, rerolled into Refresh Your Virtues. And my epic die can change a starter die's 1 Purify side into Draw 3 instead, refilling my entire hand. Because I'm going to be refreshing soon, I do want to convert as soon as I can, so I'll convert this 12 Corrupt into a 12 Purify. Let's hit the enemy. The enemy is no longer doing anything. So what do? I want to do enough purification to the enemy in order to gain boost, and I want to increment my cautious card as much as possible. I'll refresh my virtues, allowing me to draw. Fall to the enemy. I'm also going to re-roll to see if I get even more draw. Do I need it? Absolutely not. Do I do it? Absolutely. Oh, heck, dang, gosh, golly gee, and whiz. I didn't get it. Woohoo! I'm gonna forge this minor shield to have a big pen, and then convert that from corrupt to purify, hit the enemy. The enemy has infinite health, so it's not necessary to... Let's draw 2 safe die. There's 1. There's 2. I've got 1 more, and then 1 after that. How'd that work? So I had cautious die on 6. And then I used a safe die to discard a non-safe die. And now my thing has refreshed. My virtues have refreshed. So that means that using inventive on a safe die, inventive being the keyword that allows you to choose dice from your hand to discard to do purification to an enemy, confers the value of safe die to all of the dice that you put into inventive. That doesn't make an especially large amount of sense to me, but it does help. It is good for us, so I'm not gonna question it too hard. Oh baby, big draw. Alrighty then. Punch, New Moon Ray, I need to re-roll. Draw safe, I need to re-roll. I'm gonna re-roll the draw safe and New Moon Ray. Ooh, neither of them hit the side I would have liked. 5 purification to any target, add a wound hex die into the draw pool. I'm gonna probably just end up avoiding using that. 2 corrupt to an enemy. I can convert that in order to increase my output here. Oh, there we go. Giant safe New Moon die on the enemy. And they're no longer doing damage. 1 more safe die. Cool. Another safe die. I've still got my boost available for next turn, so I will be drawing a total of 8. Drawing back up to a full hand every single turn is neat. "12 corruption to a random target." I should probably convert that. 1 Scarlet Sigil to any target, X Purification whenever I play a risky die, as well as I get to draw 1. I do. Choose a die face. I mean, the enemy is alive for 2 more turns. I don't want to put 2 paralyzed hex die into my pool if I can avoid it. Let's give the enemy another Twilight Sigil, Purification whenever I convert things. Follow up by converting something. Enemy intends to paralyze me, making me draw 1 fewer die next turn. That's not a problem. I don't really need that many die. I can actually leave my cautious card if I just end my turn right now. Beautiful. Enemy dies at the end of this turn, and now I get my virtue refresh at the start of the next fight. Woohoo. If I was very keen on lining it up appropriately, I could almost use this Cautious card to invalidate the effect of the Blindfold, so that I could take the Black Hole Blessing of draw an additional die per turn, but on your first turn you're silenced, because Refresh overrides Silence, and if I routinely triggered this on the first turn, it wouldn't be a problem for me. Pretty keen on that, actually. Perdition Dive. There's 150, and then the rest of these sides are tough stuff, including an unforgeable Loser Life. Penumbra Glare, draw, and Moonbath. Nope, I'm gonna shuffle here. Still looking for Moon Rays if I can find them. Mind Wreck, Precision, and Moonlight. Don't want any of those. Nocturne Comprehension. Convert all dice until the end of the enemy's turn. I'm gonna shuffle here. Calm, Light Shield. I draw too many to utilize Calm very effectively. Wow, I really don't want any of those. Malicious Orb. Whenever you or a Sentinel deal corruption to an enemy, you receive 3 purification. There's also every 8 starter die you play, deal 6 purification to all targets. This counter is kept between battles. That's just a vision of how I'll sound 60 years in the future. Singularity. I guess that's how I sound when I'm 90. Yeah, if I sound that good when I'm 90. Singularity Sextant for drawing our Risky in the opening. I still only have 2 Risky. I'm tempted to shuffle, because I also have 6 starter, but starter cards represent such a small amount of my deck. At the end of the draw phase, you can reroll all dice from your hand. Incredible. At the start of each battle, refresh your virtues. That would also invalidate the other effects. Neat. Whenever you or a Sentinel deal corruption to an enemy, apply 1 light shield to you and all Sentinels. I'm gonna go with the Bottled Aurora. I think that's a huge amount of control to offer to us. Two safe die, and then Sentinel Shot for the big upgrades. Allight Charge, Defensive Boon, and Twilight Sigil. Twilight Sigil has 2 sides that do draw, at least. I'm gonna shuffle, though. I do like reroll, but I just don't need as much as I'm currently curating into the deck at this point. I will take it, though. Ingenious Touch, Defensive Boon, and Astral Rebound. Shuffle there. Definitely New Moon Ray, taking that. That's what the shuffles are certainly for, seeing if I can find another New Moon Ray. Scarlet Sigil, Calm, and Research. No. New Moon Ray, taking that. Scarlet Sigil, Moonlight, and Quick Strike. No. Forge, Purify, Calm, Twilight Sigil. I could take Twilight Sigil. That puts us above 40, so now all enemies increase purification received by 3. Now we go to the Sentinel shop. Autonomous Beacon and Dice Drive! Oh, Dice Drive is really impactful. Oh, and I buy it at 200. So it costs 200 to upgrade my Lunar Reflector, or... No, I didn't mean to leave. Or I can buy a level 3... yeah, I can buy a level 3 Dice Drive to just replace it instead. This seems so much better. Right. And now for 250, I can upgrade each of these. Or for 200 and then 300, I can upgrade one of them to its full level. So let's check out both of these on full level. The unknown device at full level is doing 3 purification to all targets at the start of each turn, which is actually 6 purification to all enemies. The dice drive has a draw 2 side. It's got Healbot 1, at the end of your turn receive 1 purification, then a random enemy receives 1 purification for each purification that exceeded your corruption meter, and then finally Vorpal Plate. When corruption is received from others, corruption source receives 2 purification. I mean, honestly, I kind of want to do the unknown dice because it's doing the AoE nuke every single turn. And 2 upgrades in the dice drive doesn't actually significantly change its impact. So I upgrade the Unknown Sentinel. Oh wow, the next level is actually 350. Ugh. Alright, well, then I will upgrade the dice drive. Now I only have to sacrifice 1 heart in order to get 2 Star Blessings, and I can re-roll before each of those Star Blessings, so I don't think this is the risky play. I think it might even be the safe one. Every 3 times you deal Purification, apply 1 Light Shield to any target. At the end of your turn, all enemies receive 2 Purification for each die in your hand. There's also, every 3 turns, apply 2 Light Shield to all targets. So I'm gonna go for a reroll here. Start of each battle, apply 3 Safeguard to all. Whenever an enemy gets overcorrupted, refresh your virtues, or whenever you enhance an enemy die. I'm not going to be enhancing an enemy die, so I'm going to get Safeguard on all targets. And that's my first one, and now my second Star Blessing. At the end of your turn, gain 1 Light Shield for every die in your hand. For every 3 Hex die you draw, gain a boost. Eternal Egg seems pretty good. While you have only 1 heart, deal 2 additional purification. Let me go for a shuffle again. At the start of each battle, refresh your virtues. Every 5 turns, gain incorruptible. And the chalk again for enhancing an enemy gives them 120 purification. So I'm going to start the battle with my enhanced, with my virtues rather, all unlocked. And as soon as I play my first safe die, I'm going to unlock virtues again. No, those are all really good sides. I'm basically not going to stop playing for a really long time here. Go 7 straight to the enemy. I can't draw yet. My reroll should be targeted towards the New Moon Ray and the reroll. Fine, I'll convert the 14. This is on a risky die, so I'm fine to play that now. I'll draw. So now next time I play a safe die, I'm going to refresh. Okay, I'm going to use my big safe reroll here. Actually, hang on. This is a safe reroll that I can put 4 other dice into. Will that increment the cautious card by 5 using the same logic as the previous? I don't know, but I should give it the possibility of actually doing that. So deal 4 purification to yourself and draw 1 die, and then that'll refresh all my stuff. Sure. Hey, we got another safe die side. Safe New Moon. Let's reroll the New Moon again, as well as this safe die. Looking for draw, I didn't get it, but I did get the New Moon. New Moon for 57 to the main target, and then another one for 30 to the main target. And then I'll use this safe die to reroll this and this. I want Torment herself. I'm gonna reroll that too. No, it only counted for 1. Weird. So I don't know what's happening in the inventive case. Maybe it's because the inventive takes each of the die and does something with them to the enemy. So it quote unquote counts as played because it's not returning them to you. Whereas obviously reroll doesn't function similarly. One more Serenity on the player. For what it's worth, Sentinel die says gain 3 Doom, deal 3 Purification to all targets for each corrupt action in your hand, which I actually don't have any more of because I changed the die. Oops. Alright, fine. Let's do some drawing then. And again. Let's use this epic die to convert the 2 1 purifiers into draw 3s each. Use my virtue to deal 7 damage to the enemy. And let's draw 3, getting back to a full hand. None of these are corrupt actions, how dare you. 4 purification to an enemy, and I'll draw. Two more safe die, and I get to refresh as well. Use this one for 5 damage. I have so many that I want to reroll, but I don't really want to spend any because I get the rerolls soon. There we go. Rerolls are back. I'll also draw. And 4 damage to the enemy. Rerolls, they're here. Let's reroll Quick Strike as well as Scarlet Sigil. Scarlet Sigil got better. Now it has the ability to draw. Hey, a big convert action in hand. Woohoo! Now I'll use the Sentinel die to take out all of the enemy's allies. Let's convert this big 16. Big nuke on the enemy. Ooh, I could have set up Twilight Sigil on them first so they would take more damage. Alas, I didn't. Safe die to draw 3. Let's go for the 3 purification as well as 1 draw on self. That's on convert. Risky die, change up to 2 die in hand. Ooh. I only have 1 that can actually activate that, unfortunately, and I think I had 1 beforehand, but then I... oops. Okay, 6 on the cautious card. I've got a safe die that has inventive 1 on it, and I've got a balanced die. If I use this on the balanced die, it counts as 2 played. Yeah, I can't tell you why that's happening, but I will exploit it while it is. Couple more rerolls to see if I can get some more potency out of this turn, and indeed I can get a little. Another 4 damage to the enemy. 2 Twilight Sigil to target, should have done that earlier, oops. Alright. So I'm going to draw 2 additional dice per turn, but that's actually not going to work because I'm already drawing 7, so that's too much. Oh, never mind. The enemy attacked one of my sentinels that has response. So they hit my sentinel for 1 damage with their reality distortion. That's the different instances of damage they do at the end of their turn. They hit my sentinel, and then my sentinel hit them back for at least 5 damage. 2 by default, as well as an additional 3 from the Dice Smith helmet. So it took them out really quickly. See? That's playing safe with Mooney. Literally, as many safe die as I could have put in the deck. Oh. I knew I would find you again. My brother. Did you really think you'd get rid of me so easily? Especially because you haven't stopped whispering in my ear for years. Every single day. Now, hurry up. Take your precious orb. Ooh.
Oh my, Astrea, it's really you, Arian. You look exactly the same.
Hi, young brother.
Misa. Finally. I have been waiting for you for a long time.
I know. You can be very insistent when you want to be.
You look good.
I look old, you mean?
For Astrea, you haven't changed at all. We don't have much time. I need to find them.
I know. I'm sorry it took me so long. I felt that you were alive, but I wasn't sure. Your presence was so strong, but so uncertain that it was hard to believe. Until I found your orb, little brother. And this new orb wasn't easy to find. Your guilt is materialized in this orb in a way I've never seen before. I could feel it. Heavy. And it was not a good feeling.
I will never forgive myself.
Boy howdy, I'm not gonna do the growl for the rest of that. You gotta prepare before you do that, see?
I will never forgive myself for what happened. They died, Misa. All of them. My fellow oracles. They fought with all their powers, but it wasn't enough. In the end, I had to take their astrariums and seal the gate. I should have died with them. It wasn't fair.
You contained her. You gave us time and hope. That's what matters.
It was my idea, Misa. I led them there. I made them believe we would be able to remove the anomaly. That we could cure it.
You have saved thousands of lives, little brother. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Stop calling me that, Misa. I am older than you.
Not anymore, little brother. By the way, crystallizing yourself was a great idea. Very clever. I didn't expect that from you.
I had no choice. The guilt consumed me. I could no longer control it. I was unable to contain it without the other orbs. It had never happened before. I had never materialized an orb unconsciously. I mean, in such a violent way. I had to crystallize myself to survive.
That orb is dangerous, Orion. It keeps corrupting Misa over and over again. We had hard times carrying it.
Sorry for putting you two in danger. Thank you for not giving up on me. For guiding the oracles into Astrea's heart. I couldn't have done it without you.
I know. You owe me one, little brother. It was a lot of work to do all this. The new oracles need your guidance. They're waiting for their leader.
I just hope I can redeem myself of the tragedy I caused years ago.
We'll be right there behind you, Orion. Go! You must contain her, quickly! And this time, locking her up won't be enough. You won't get a second chance.
New Oracle unlocked, Orion the Star Whisperer, one of the original Oracles, rather than the other 5 who are the descendants of the original Oracles. Astrea's heart is reached. Mooney has finally succeeded! Time for a level up. Mooney has unlocked 3 new style blessings and a new dice action. Dice action, Inspired. Gain X research. At the end of your turn, decrease research by X. Cool. There's also the star blessing, Noetic Light Bulb. Mooney, at the start of each battle, gain 10 research. At the end of your first turn, decrease research by 10. Oh wow, a way to have enhanced builds go off on turn 1 without having to build their research first. There's also another star blessing, the Lunar Singularity. Whenever a hex die is enhanced, the enhanced final value is multiplied by 3. Oh, I really want to do the hex build on her now. And then Purging Incense, also very useful here. Every 2 hex die you play, destroy that die instead of discarding it. As much as I want to do all of those things with Mooney, obviously, next episode, I am going to be using the newly unlocked character. Orion, the Star Whisperer. Character complexity of a full 6 out of 6. I cannot hardly wait, but for the moment, my name's Rhapsody, and the name of the game has been Astrea 6-Sided Oracles. This is one of the original Oracles. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Top left is the series playlist for all my content on the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below, and stream past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/Rhapsody Plays. And above the thank tier, and a special thanks this episode to Mr. Gibberish. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.